What is going on, guys? It's Burgers here and welcome to another Age of Empire mobile video. Today we're going to talk about one combo, and this is Pyrrhus with Confucius. This combo doesn't actually make sense, but if you ignore it, you might be losing fights for an entire season. Because most players right now are looking at those two heroes and they completely misunderstanding how they actually work together. And I have been testing this in the Pioneer server. I think this is like day 2 or something like this, and I find some very solid strategy right here that I'm going to share with you in this video. And again, we're going to talk about Pyrrhus, sorry if I pronounced the name incorrectly, Pyrrhus and Confucius, these two heroes. Both of them are swordsmen, and this is the direction we're going to look at. So let's start from there, why it actually matters at the end of the day, why you should care about this video. And here is the problem. If you build this combo wrong, you're not just losing fights, you're wasting troops, healing, speed ups, and week of progressions. If you build it correctly, this might be one of the strongest scaling, I want to point out this word, scaling marches this season. And you know, with every new heroes presented in Age of Empire Mobile, things can shift basically from today to tomorrow. It's this is how fast everything switch in this game. So let's break this down properly, because this is where most players already get it wrong. You see Pyrrhus. Let's start from there. You see Pyrrhus. Okay, where is Pyrrhus? What you actually see from Pyrrhus? You see higher damage, multiple activations. This is from his signature skill, multiple activation, 27% chance to activate the signature skill. From the commander skill, you have like 35% chance to activate the signature. So many activation of the signature skill. This is the second thing you're seeing. Looks like a classic DPS commander at the end of the day. Now you see Confucius. What you actually see when you see Confucius? Let me know right now in the comments below what you see when you see Confucius. What is the first thing that comes in your mind when you see this bad boy? And I'm going to share with you what I'm actually seeing. I see healing. Brother, I see a lot of healing. 6 seconds, 60% per second strategy bonus. Absolutely wow. But that's not all. The signature skill is maybe one of the longest signature skills in in the game. So it's actually when you apply discipline. So you see healing, you see that he's more defensive and looks like a support. At the end of the day, the heroes that are, you know, buff and recovery, even if you don't actually look at his spell, when you see buff and recovery, most likely you're going to associate this hero with something like support hero. So yeah, from first look, it's actually healing, defense, and it's actually looking like a support. So what do most players do? They either separate them or treat Confucius like a passive hero. But this is the mistake, because this combo is not just about the damage, it's not about healing. It's about trigger frequency. I want to stress out this a lot. And why is this thing? Why we're looking for trigger frequency? It's more like how often the healing is going to get triggered from Confucius, and how often this extra signature skill is going to get triggered by Pyrrhus. Now, if you're from this type of players who wants to actually understand the mechanics instead of just copying some builds, drop a like. This is exactly the kind of breakdown that will save you resources. Now let's look at what actually happened in the real fight. Confucius applied a state where every time you take skill damage you get healing. So if we go over the Confucius, and for me something like anti-swarm mechanic, to be fair, but and it's like 2 times per second, by the way, but it's not actually that anti-swarm mechanic, because if you swarm this bad boy he's going to go home. Okay, it's not like the strongest hero in Age of Empire Mobile. So yeah, from first look you attack him with the skill damage. Every time you take skill damage you heal. Sounds simple, but here's the part nobody's talking about. Later I will show you why this actually become broken in swarm fights. But first you need to understand Pyrrhus. Now let's talk about the Pyrrhus, and here's the Pyrrhus breakdown. Okay, let's get this bad boy. I mean, this is the 2 new heroes in Age of Empire Mobile at the end of the day. So Pyrrhus doesn't just deal damage, he has a chance to activate his skill multiple times per turn. So instead of 1 activation of his signature skill, even though that is getting boosted from the commander skill, instead you get 2-3 activations of this skill. Now there is a limitation. I mean, there is a 27% chance to activate it 1 additional time, up to 3 activations per turn, sharing the limit with other additional activational effects. So it's actually up to 3 times. You know, you cannot non-stop trigger this spell, but still it's not 1, it can go up to 3 times. And this is where players mess up again. They think more activation, more damage. Wrong. This is only half of the value. The real value is every activation increase stats. Now this is something maybe people don't know, but every 2 activation increase the strategy by 30 for 6 seconds. Okay, boost future damage. We also have spells where increase your signature activation's skill chance by 2%. Each time you activate the signature active skill, increase the signature active skill damage by 2%. 6 stacks that can go up to 12%, and you get like 10% more active signature active skill damage when you do a rally. Now here it's not like this, you just have like activational chance, but here you have stacks. Here you have stacks. Both of these 2 spells are giving you stacks and also boost the future damage. And most important is increasing event frequency. It's increasing the event frequency. Now key insight, let's talk about this. Now combine that with Confucius. Now combine, Pyrrhus with Confucius. Let me just go there. Every time enemy hit you with skill damage, you heal. You trigger, you heal, you trigger effects, you stack bonuses. This is why I strongly believe that Confucius and Pyrrhus can be work perfectly well, because they're actually having extended survivability on the battlefield, and they need to fight longer to benefit from their spells. It can be signature skill, it can be commander skill, it didn't actually matter, or healing or whatever. They just need a little more longer fight. Now if you enter in the fight that is finishing like 10 seconds, you're not going to actually get the full value of Confucius or Pyrrhus at the end of the day. Now here's a real scenario. Let's say you're in the real PvP fight. Situation, you're getting hit by multiple enemies. Most players panic and pull back. Yeah, well, especially when you see how they eat your life, yeah. Sometimes even I pull back, because they think I'm taking too much damage. But this combo is taking damage, trigger healing. Triggering healing, trigger skills. Triggering skills, more Pyrrhus activation. And here is the thing with Confucius, why he is that strong. Now here we're getting some healing up to 2 times per second, every 16 times, trigger the unit's effect, blah blah blah. After entering the battle, increase this skill trigger chance by some crazy percentage, like 65% for 3 seconds. Each time your troop activate the signature active skill, increase the skill trigger chance by 1.5%, 4 stacks, and reduce your troop damage taken by 1%, 8 stacks. So it can go up to 8%, reducing the strategy. But here you have something in extra. Recover troops unit and reduce the might damage taken by 12% for 3 seconds. This skill has 50% chance to recover additional 2 times per activation. And this one, after the hero receive hero recover units, reduce your troop damage taken by 20% for 3 seconds. So all these spells is actually making this bad boy extremely tanky. And from there, instead of dying faster, you actually start scaling. If you don't understand this, you retreat too early, you lose positioning, you lose map pressure. And in KvK, that means losing objectives. But this is not the strongest part of this combo. The real power starts when this hits a certain threshold. Confucius has a hidden mechanic. After enough healing, he forces a signature skill activation. That means you're not waiting for RNG anymore. You're forcing skill rotation. So if I think it's this one, every 16 times the hero trigger. Every 16 times this hero triggers the unit recovery effect. The hero with the highest strategy in the troop immediately activates their signature active skill. Triggers every 6 seconds, effective when serving as a second in command. So you can see Confucius can even trigger the signature of the hero with the highest strategy. The majority of the cases this is going to be your DPS, because people are just stacking these stats on these heroes. Now most players don't even notice this. They think this hero just heal. But you have to think in the future. You have to think in perspective when you fight what this hero is giving you, not just the healing. Obviously, Confucius is carrying the crazy healing. Wait, what? Oh my god. So yeah, sorry about that. It's just getting little break of the game. But yeah, the people are just thinking this hero is just doing healing, which is not the case. He controlled the tempo of the fight. And this is where this combo becomes dangerous. Because now Pyrrhus trigger more skills, because you extend how long this combo is on the field. Confucius force more triggers, more scaling. Everything I said so far is not the biggest mistake players are making. The biggest mistake is where you use this combo. Now, most players are going to try this one-on-one fight. Maybe they're going to go out and maybe try to test it in some kind of skirmish fights, small skirmish fights. But that is the worst place to use this combo, because you're not getting enough triggers. If you go one-on-one, you're not going to get enough triggers. This combo is designed for swarm fights, watch battles, multiple target pressure. And it's looking very solid at the end of the day. So more enemies is equal to more incoming skills, is equal to more healing triggers, and again, more forced activation of the signature skill from the Confucius and from his spell. Now, if you're still watching, you already understand most players don't. And subscribe, because this is exactly how you stay ahead of the meta. And let's get to one more scenario at the end of the day. Let's say you are in 5 against 5, especially in the arena, by the way. Other players burst damage, then fall off. This is the majority, like let's say huge percentage of the fights are like they're just burst and that's all, and then fell off. Your combo with Confucius and Pyrrhus, you start slow but scale over time. After 10-15 seconds, you're healing constantly, triggering non-stop and stacking damage. And at the end of the day, you're just going to win the trade. If you ignore this, you will build burst composition, lose extended fights, and waste troops repeatedly. So yeah, this will be for this video, guys. If I have to sum up everything, is going to be Confucius is going to give your legion this survivability. From there, the Pyrrhus and Confucius is going to force this extra trigger every 16 times of the recovery is going to trigger. Immediately activates the signature skill. This is extra trigger for the signature skill, and Pyrrhus is actually waiting on this beautiful 27% to chance to activate additional time the signature skill, and this skill is actually doing decent damage. It's like 320% strategy bonus, and everything scale up. You get more strategy, more damage, more many things. So yeah, don't forget to hit one like, subscribe. I wish you a great day, and see you in the next video.